Joe Biden and Donald Trump easily won their respective primaries in Michigan on Tuesday. But the state's Arab American community dealt the current president a stinging rebuke over the administration's stance with the war in Gaza. Tens of thousands of Michigan's residents ticked the uncommitted box, this as part of a push to jolt the president into backing off from his support of Israel. We can now bring in our international affairs editor, Angela Diffley. Angela, good afternoon. Why do both the Republicans and Democrats think Michigan matters so much?
Michigan is a key swing state, and what makes it a key swing state is that its demographic, the colour of its population in terms of ethnicity, religion, old, young, educated, not educated, very closely matches the national Democratic, and that's why it matters. It was narrowly won by Joe Biden last time in 2020, 150,000 votes ahead of Trump. Trump beat Clinton in Michigan by an even more narrow margin, 11,000 votes in 2016. So there's a feeling that if you win Michigan in November, you've won.
Tens of thousands of Michigan's residents voted uncommitted for the U.S. President Joe Biden when it came to the Democratic primary. Given that, will Biden actually be worried? And will his policies towards Israel change and his support for Israel and its actions in Gaza?
I think for the first of those questions, how much are Biden's people worried? They were aware of this issue, and they came out with a statement last night where they didn't address that concern. And it's been corrected today, saying, we hear your concerns. Nevertheless, they stressed issues where Biden is strong. They talked about, when he won last night, worries over fertility treatment after the ruling in Alabama, and the general worry amongst many women in particular over abortion in the United States. They stressed those areas. And the fact is that they are clear that those people who don't like Biden's stance on Israel like Donald Trump's stance on Israel and the situation in Gaza even less. So they have nowhere to go. Most of the worries for Joe Biden last night came from the left of the party. They're not going to vote Trump.
And we had, of course, Donald Trump securing yet another win. Is that it for him? Is he going to sail through the Republican nomination?
Well, he has got it in the bag, more or less. Nikki Haley is staying in unless there is a spectacular elimination due to legal woes or something. Most of the worries around Donald Trump concern his character. People are worried about his perceived lack of honesty, his also the fact that he's so divisive. They're worried about his unpredictability and his attitude towards democracy. They're his key problems. People like him or hate him. Just very quickly, you did ask me earlier about whether the Middle East policy, Joe Biden's Middle East policy, would change because of this outcome last night. Look, he still won well over 80% of Michigan's vote. He is a lifelong supporter of Israel's right to defend itself against future attacks. Much of that generation are. There is nothing to be gained domestically in Joe Biden changing his stance on Israel. If he chooses to exert greater leverage over Israel, it will be in the geopolitical context, not anything to do with domestic politics. And for the moment, that looks pretty unlikely.